This video will cover the reversing exercise as you'll be expected to do on your DSA LGV driving test. It's carried out on a long rectangular section which is 66 metres long and 11 metres wide, which has got a thick yellow border around the outside. You can see there's A cones, a B cone and C cones, which are like a little bay area, and at the back there's a reversing marker made up of a thick black line on a yellow box. The exercise itself is to drive forward up towards the A cones, getting the extreme front of the vehicle between the two A cones. Start the reverse, keeping the B cone on the right hand side of the vehicle, reversing into the bay area and getting the extreme rear of the vehicle beyond the black line without touching the barrier and without letting any tyres cross any of those yellow lines. Okay, so here we go. We can see the vehicle making its way up the reversing area. Now, as he's driving up the reversing area, you've got to be really careful to keep the B cone, that one there, quite close to the left hand side of the vehicle. This will give us more space on the right hand side of the vehicle when we start the manoeuvre, to enable us not to allow the vehicle to cross that yellow line which will be on our right hand side. Remember, we're going to drive all the way up until the extreme front of the vehicle is between the two A cones, and you'll be able to see that here. We've now arrived at the start of the manoeuvre and can begin our reverse. In this video we're using an articulated vehicle, so we're counter steering. If we need the trailer to go right, we need to steer left and vice versa. So here we are at the start. The vehicle's going to start reversing, and because we want the trailer to go left, we're steering over to the right. Now remember, if you look at the video there, it's articulating really quickly, so keep this a nice slow speed manoeuvre. Need to maintain control. If you have a look in that left mirror as we start to articulate, you'll see more and more of the trailer. Now we need to keep pushing that back until you're able to see the whole of the first trailer support leg. If you have a look in the driver's side mirror, you'll start to see the headboard of the trailer. Be really aware of where the rear axle of the tractor unit is. We don't want to get too close to that for a couple of reasons. A, we don't want the rear tractor unit tyre to cross the line. B, in a couple of seconds we're going to need that space in order to straighten up the tractor unit, which you can see here. The driver's starting to steer round, and you can see that driver's side front wheel getting closer and closer to that line, so we need to be aware of where that is. As you start to straighten out, if you look in the driver's mirror, which is on the right hand side, so the same side as the B cone, once the combination's straight, you should be able to see the B cones and the bay as well. From above, you'll see the vehicle's now over at an angle with the B cone behind and to the right. Again, you should be able to see that in your mirror at this point. Now it's just a case of keeping it nice, slow and steady, and making minor adjustments to aim the trailer towards the bay. Best way to think of it is just imagine the trailer is a lot longer than it is, nice and straight but a lot longer, and just aim it over towards where you want it. Important at this point not to do too much steering. You don't want to articulate the vehicle too much, because you'll struggle in the space that you have to straighten the vehicle out. If anything does go wrong on the reversing exercise and you don't feel that you are in the right place, you are allowed to take a maximum of 2 shunts where you pull forward and then reverse back again. Now, once we've made our minor adjustments, you can see there in the clip that we're now approaching entrance to the bay area, passing between those two first C cones. Important to keep an eye on both mirrors as you're passing between the cones, not just focusing too much on the right mirror, so make sure you're looking in both. Keep the speed right down, and most trailers will have a marker on the side of them. So for ours, it's a small red peg. Each training vehicle will be different, but you can see there's our marker. As soon as when you're looking in the mirror that touches that black line, we come to a stop. So you've made your minor adjustments, you're keeping your speed down, you're looking at both mirrors, and you're aiming to get the extreme rear of that vehicle beyond that black line, but again not touching that barrier. Once you're happy with the position, handbrake neutral, dismount the vehicle, go and have a look where you are. If you're not quite where you want to be, i.e. you might not have pulled back far enough, then you are allowed on the DSA test to make one last adjustment. Here at 2-Start Training, we've got access to 4 reversing areas for you to practice on, which means you're not fighting for time or other vehicles using the area. And while it might seem like a daunting task, you're going to be with your instructor all the way through, who will explain the exercise to you, demonstrate it as well, and then will help to break it down into a systematic way so it's as easy as possible for you to understand. So looking at this one, the driver's gone up and has passed the B cone on the left hand side. up to the top two A cones and is in the right position. The trailer wants to go to the left, so we've started reversing and we're steering over to the right. The driver's now looking in the left hand mirror, looking for the first trailer support leg, and in the right hand mirror to make sure that the rear tractor unit tyre doesn't cross the line. Once we've found the support leg, we're going to start straightening up the combination, looking at the front right tractor unit tyre, making sure that that doesn't cross the line. In the right hand mirror should now be able to see the B cone and the start of the bay. Driver's now imagining that that trailer is a lot longer than it is, and we're just aiming it for where we want to go. You can see he's driving along, making minor adjustments as he reverses back, being mindful to look in both mirrors, left and right, to make sure that we're in the right position to pass between those first two C cones there. Remembering to keep the speed nice and slow and not too much steering, just minor adjustments. In a couple of seconds we'll be looking for our reversing marker to help us get the extreme rear of the vehicle beyond the black line but not touching the barrier. So there it is, the reversing exercise is done. Once we're there, out the vehicle, go and have a look where you are and adjust if necessary. So there it is. If you give us a call, our details will be on the end of the video and we'll be more than happy to show you how to do that.